Well, hello all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land. Welcome to the Texas Special YouTube channel. And in this month's bonus HO product review, we're going to take a look at this absolute must-have for anyone who's interested in model trains and has a son, well, a child, that is equally obsessed with model trains. Now, I picked this separate sale set of Thomas, Annie, and, well, full disclosure, Annie, for $25. And wish I had Clarabelle to make the set complete instead of two Annies, but oh well. The illusion is still the same. We're going to open up these packages kind of delicately as possible, because this is going to be one of my son's birthday surprises. So we'll open them up and get them on the track. Alright, so now that everything is out of its protective packaging, let's go ahead and take a look at these items. These are Bachmann items. If you're new to the hobby and you're not aware, Bachmann Industries, through their model train line, has been selling Thomas and Friends trains for 15-20 years now in HO, N, and G scale. This is the HO scale variant, as you can tell, since it's on the Stars Hollow Railroad. We've got the number 1, Thomas, Annie, and Annie, which I'm going to try and find a Clarabelle to correct that, anomaly. But for $25, I can't complain too much. This is a DC model. I do not believe there's an operating headlight. There is a headlight on there, but it is a non-operating headlight. They have the hook and loop style couplers, similar to, well, exactly like the Hogwarts Express. I don't have any plans to change that because this won't run with anything other than, each other. So the first thing we're going to do is twist that to uncouple, and we'll take a look at the front of the locomotive. Alright, there you see Thomas's cheeky face. You have some very nice paint separation, the red on the pilot. You have a nice little gray dot to simulate the headlight right there. You got the buffers. You've got everything that's supposed to be there from the Thomas and Tank engine that all of us know and love, especially if you were like me, a 90s kid, and you grew up with the OG Thomas the Tank engine, which was G-scale trains. You got nice separation there on the boiler bands. The boiler bands are cast on. Nice clean separation between the gray of the boiler bands and the blue of the boiler. You can see there's the two little whistles there. You have a steam dome, you have the smokestack. You even have the little red trim right there between the smoke box and the boiler. The trim around the windows is very nicely done. Again, no operating headlight, no operating smoke unit, and this is just a bare bones DC model. You can see the cab is not see-through, that is painted black, and the window trim is nicely done. There's good clean separation between the one and the rest of it, and the red pinstriping along the side of the tanks there, the water tanks, and the coal bunker is done very nicely as well. The only blemish I can see with regards to paint and decaling is there's some bleed over from the black on the very top of the coal bunker here on the fireman side of the locomotive, and Yeah, just the fireman side. The engineer side's a lot cleaner. You see a cast on coal load, plastic coal load. It is part of the body, and you can see the little windows there on the back of the cab, as well as a separately applied but fake headlight on the rear. And of course you have the little hook for the hook and loop style couplers there right above my thumb, which is right above the actual hook and loop coupler. Very, very nicely done little engine, and I just love the little drivers there. Look just slick as all get out. Underside of the engine, there's not really a whole lot going on. Sure, if you really wanted to, you could make that a DCC engine. I don't know, it's. I'm sure they make a Dakota small enough for that, but that would take a lot of work. Here we have the coaches. Since they're the same, I'm gonna just pull the one off, and you can see there's Annie. Cool little spoked wheels. The wheels are metal, which I do love. On the Hogwarts Express, they're plastic. There's no interior detail inside the coach there, either one of these coaches. You have Annie telling Thomas to slow down or something to that effect. You got the bumpers. The frame with the steps and the body are two separate pieces, and the roof is a separate piece too, and you got the little dimples up top cast on. The door, excuse me, sorry, I'm trying to keep as steady as I can. The doors on the sides of the coaches are cast on, and the window frames and everything are cast on, but it looks very good. Even the paint on the cast on nubs that represent the grab irons for people getting in and out of the coaches is very nicely done. The couplers, of course, like I said, hook and loop like the Hogwarts Express. It's a very basic set, and again, this is not meant for your higher end, somebody that would typically buy like a Scale Trains rivet counter set. This is more like getting your kid interested in the hobby, or in my case, keeping your kid interested in the hobby. Or I know a couple of guys at the club that have one of these that they are either have a DCC decoder in it or are planning to put one in so they can run it at open house events and at train shows to get or keep kids interested in the hobby. Given that these were separate sale items, there is no track or transformer that came with this, so I'm going to shut up now, and we will see this little guy run around the railroad. One final caveat on this set: if you own HO scale model trains already, you'll notice that these trains are physically smaller in stature compared to, say, a modern passenger car or a what would be considered a modern steam locomotive. You know, a steam locomotive from like the late 40s to early 50s. It's physically smaller. That's normal. You're not buying well, you are buying by American proportions an undersized model, but remember, Thomas the Tank Engine, all those trains are based on British designs, and British trains are by and large physically smaller in stature and size than American trains. So if you own HO scale and you get one of these and you think, oh my goodness, I bought the wrong size, it's too small. No, that's normal, that's to be expected. It's a correct scale proportion. It's just the train, the real thing itself, is much smaller than an American design. So, thank y'all for watching. I hope you found it entertaining. Texas Special, out.